Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. In response to a tweet from an XRP holder, Ripple's CTO and co-creator of the XRP ledger, David Schwartz, chimed in. And at the very start of this video, you'll get to see that very tweet. But this person claimed they had dumped a lot of XRP and that David Schwartz had encouraged them to do so. He was a cheerleader for it. He defended de-risking as a prudent and logical strategy. So let me fill you in on the background and tell you how I feel about it. Of course, all of this is taking place against the backdrop of lukewarm Bitcoin prices. It's safe to say, during the past 24 hours. But you know me, when this kind of thing occurs and prices drop low enough, I become tempted to buy. And I did only a few hours ago make another cryptocurrency purchase. Anyway, I'll give you the latest information and the viewpoints of a few analysts. But there is something I need to clarify before we go any further. I come from a completely monetary background-free background. Nothing I say or write should be taken as recommendations to purchase or sell any security. Just a hobbyist here that occasionally posts films to YouTube on various crypto-related topics. At the time this was recorded, XRP had fallen by 4.32% in the previous 24 hours and was trading for just under 48 cents. Although Bitcoin peaked at $28,317, it did drop as low as 46 cents. Also, keep an eye on Bitcoin's 24-hour low of $28,101 as reported by Livecoin. However, I read a story on CoinDesk that mentioned how Bitcoin had reached the $27,000 range on Coinbase. As a result, the price dropped even further in certain areas. As of right now, I have the total market cap for all cryptocurrencies to be over $1.20 trillion, with Bitcoin accounting for 44.9% of that. Check out this list of crypto-related things to be afraid of. With a score of 50 out of 100, it didn't take much falling prices to get here. It won't take much at all, just a few more days, and people will go back to being terrified of the unknown. Also, you should know that I get psyched whenever the price drops. Actually, if the price drops enough, I could be tempted to buy. And today, I just made a single purchase. Extra flared tokens were a major investment for me. There are other coins that interest me. There wasn't much time for me to do any serious shopping today, but I did manage to pick up some more bling at 3.10 cents an ounce or thereabouts. Anyway, it was only a few hours ago, so I guess I got lucky. You can't really time markets now. Other than extreme fluctuations over a long period of time, I don't make any conscious effort to. So, you've got me. To be clear, I'm not attempting to time the market. It seems like a waste of time to me. However, it was in the neighborhood of where I am currently roaming, and the time was around 10:30 p.m. After then, the price went up, down, and up again, until I finally decided to make a buy. Since we're dealing with cryptography, whereby nothing makes any sense at all, and economic transactions are driven by sentiment. And thus, we've arrived. This person is currently selling XRP, and the details are displayed on your screen. Now we know there's an XRP holder known only as Sir Clown Sniper. This person also tweeted the following. Time, around 12 hours ago. More than half of my XRP stash ran out at 49 cents. With less exposure, I feel considerably better. I've been reducing my risks for about a month. David Schwartz then chimed in, saying that although de-risking makes sense, it never seems like the right time to do it. Inspiring market conditions. Maybe it will rise, markets are down. When the market is down, why sell? And I agree with David Schwartz, I have no business telling anyone how they should manage their own money, and that includes XRP. Therefore, I will only discuss the things I am doing for myself and the reasoning behind them here. That this person has decided to sell is, therefore, not a problem at all. Individuals should act in their own self-interest. I can't advise anyone here on the best course of action. That's why I've never been one to give out financial advice. That's not the kind of weight I'm looking to carry. I really couldn't care less about that. Talking about cryptocurrencies is entertaining in my opinion, but selling in these conditions may seem foolish to some. Wait, is it? It truly is a case-by-case basis. I don't know if they are in dire straits financially or if they are willing to risk losing everything. In that circumstance, what would you do? I have absolutely no idea. I can't even begin to guess. It's good that David Schwartz recognizes the wisdom and rationality of de-risking. For whatever reason, I'm experiencing a personal shift in how I feel. And if I witnessed the price drop, as has happened in the last 24 hours, I would tell you that XRP reached as low as the 46-cent region. If that made me want to sell, I'd have to dig my XRP out of the freezer. If I wanted to use XRP, I'd have to retrieve it from cold storage because I don't have any on the exchange. Then, if I were to, I did that, and when the price dropped to 46 cents, I sold. I know I wouldn't be able to fall asleep tonight. There are so many factors that I would have a very hard time deciding. In other words, the entire asset class behaves similarly. Let me explain my offer to you. Once I put my money into a cryptocurrency, I handle it like any other investment. I figure one of two things: either its value will skyrocket in the future, at which point I'll be like, yeah, I need to alter this, or it won't increase in value at all. It's time for me to sell off some of my assets and take some money off the table. So, I'd be reducing the potential for loss. This is the work I've been doing. If it never occurs, I will simply stop selling altogether. I can never get that cash back. Currently, that's how I'm approaching it. However, I have no interest in playing the get in, get out game. Therefore, it is currently somewhat lower. I've decided to sell, but maybe I'll be able to get it back at a lower price later. Honestly, I just don't care about that sort of thing. Simply said, I don't care for that. There are a lot of people out there who are doing it, and I hope they all succeed. But I'm in on that action as well. I won't be participating in that activity under any circumstances. And especially now, when I believe the majority of the market realizes we've reached the conclusion of the SEC's Ripple litigation. I believe that the price of XRP would skyrocket if there was good news there. If my assets were reduced due to short-term price activity, I would have a very hard time sleeping. Okay, because if it were up to my luck, the news wouldn't come out for hours, and then the price would shoot through the roof. So, here's the deal: purchasing and trading cryptocurrencies is a chaotic business in general. And I've come to terms with that as well. I think often we worry about purchasing or selling at the most advantageous times, but we can't really ever know what those times are until we have the benefit of hindsight, which is to say, after it has already occurred and it is too late to do anything about it. Yes, since you lack a crystal ball, but you can't be sure. You will not be informed in advance. My advice is to stop beating yourself up for missing market turns and start making progress instead. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself if you don't sell at the peak of a market cycle or buy low. Timing would be impossible. There is no way to be certain. Almost no one in the human population ever does that. And when they do, I attribute it to pure chance. Almost no one will ever experience that in their lifetime. The odds are close to zero. This isn't the place for that to happen. For this reason, I place a premium on things like actively seeking solutions. It's theoretical, you understand. I'm sure some of you are listening to Dave Ramsey, finance guru, and I like the way that he approaches finance in a general sense. Because, my God, in the United States, my fellow citizens are drunk on credit card debt. This is similar to something I've heard from Dave Ramsey, and while I know he's not in the crypto, I also know he's not completely against it. There's a wide variety of similar things. And he's against it because he believes in taking the high road when it comes to saving for old age. Yeah, I get it. The tone is subdued. It's not very interesting. Furthermore, he's not advising anyone to even consider the possibility of being independently wealthy through cryptocurrency. In reality, he will advise you in the other direction. Still, I recognize his validity in some respects. One of the things he mentioned was how easy it is to get stuck on minor details like these when planning for retirement, so it's crucial to just get started. What, exactly, is the point of hiring a financial counselor, anyway? Who would you recommend I choose as a financial advisor? How much will their compensation be? Should I invest with Vanguard or someone else? What about broker fees and all that nonsense? And it's possible that doing so much mental gymnastics would leave you too exhausted to actually do anything. As a result, it is irrelevant that you may be potentially paying somewhat higher fees than someone else. Because so long as you take action, traditional retirement, index funds, and so on would still work for you even a few decades from now. So that's one of the last things to get paralyzed on, and similarly, when I look at crypto, I always just sit there and think, I'm not going to worry about, am I buying XRP here, back when I was buying it because, not that the thought never crossed my mind, but I just realized how stupid it was early on. My first thought was, should I buy XRP now, or wait for a dip? I just don't engage in such kinds of activities when it comes to myself. One possible exception to this would be if my suitcases are already stuffed to capacity. In that case, I might be persuaded to make a further purchase if the price drops by a certain amount. Dollar cost averaging is more like it if I'm just at a place where I need to get into a position. That's the kind of thing that's always made sense to me. For me, the point is simple: do something or end up with nothing. And after that, you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. If you buy anything and its price drops after you get it. Because I will tell you this, the odds of buying something at its absolute lowest price are exactly zero. Therefore, it's prudent to assume that the value of anything you buy now will decrease at some point in the future. And this is why you need to think about how long it will take for everything to play out. When do you think its value will skyrocket? If the answer is a matter of years, and it is for certain investments, then why are you worrying about it at all? Getting into situations merely for the short term sounds like a terrible notion to the vast majority of individuals. So, once more, I'm not going to tell you that you're right or wrong if you sold XRP and are now trying to purchase it back. Your circumstance is unknown to me. Simply put, I find the idea intriguing. As a result, I thought I'd offer my perspective. To sum up my mentality, I'll say that I buy things and then do nothing with them. Okay, that settles it. Taking this route is the most basic and boring way to invest. And it has served me very well indeed. I'm going to keep doing it because I believe there's enough evidence to suggest that, just as with stock market investing, if you constantly switch positions you'll eventually lose money. I plan to play around with it. Yes, XRP price could drop a little. A lot more of a drop is possible. Indeed, consider this. This is a continuation of a conversation started by the blockchain supporter who is also a YouTuber. Just a simple XRP/USD chart he made. Maintains its forward momentum. That settles it. He just keeps going and going. He's only pointing out that the XRP price's performance thus far has been quite satisfactory. I won't repeat his technical analysis here since I think it's amazing. If you're interested in hearing it, head over to his channel. But it's clear he expects XRP value to drop down below 30 cents. And I have no idea if it will actually occur. There is no guaranteed method to find out. I mean, what if it really does wick that low? After the price of one XRP dropped from 58 cents to 10 cents, you now have 30 of the latter. I really don't give a toss, that's all there is to it. For well over 5 years, I've been an XRP holder. The typical purchase price is about 25 cents. Even though I didn't have much money at the time, I held it until it reached an all-time high. Since I had not been involved with crypto for very long, I simply didn't give a hoot about investing any money. Also, I should have done more homework before investing seriously. I had a lot of reading to do at the moment, but I just held it up there like that. I wrote it down from $1, 50 cents to 50 cents, 40 cents to 30 cents, and everywhere in between, including when it briefly dropped to 10 cents or 11 cents a little over 3 years ago. That was how low it went, and I was just. Simply, I held it. For as little as 15 cents, I was able to make a purchase. I took it as high as 58 cents and as low as 28 cents before it settled there for good. Previously, I had written in at 80 cents, 17 cents, $2, and 28 cents. It makes no difference to me. Since, around half a decade ago, I've just been like, yeah, at some point in the future, I believe XRP will achieve a new all-time high. I want the exposure from the big move happens. I'm looking for publicity. So, I'm putting money on it either happening or going to zero. It won't stay in this range indefinitely, thus one of those outcomes is inevitable in my opinion. Not happening. That's why I'm betting on one of those events occurring. That means I'll be sitting around for a long time, but I'm good at being patient, so it won't bother me too much. Again, the caveat I mentioned a few minutes ago is that if we do get clarification and it's good for XRP, then you might as well take my word for it and accept that blockchain technology does a fantastic job. If we obtain clarity, however, I suggest that any analyst with insight into the technicals of XRP may toss their analysis out the window. Does anyone seriously doubt that if this turns out well, the value of XRP will skyrocket? All I'm saying. Man, another reliable crypto chart expert has something to say. He stated that $28,000 was a significant level for local interest in Bitcoin, and that if it were to drop below that, it would not receive a particularly positive response. However, this should not be cause for alarm. And so, if we just have a little temporary thing where Bitcoin goes down that low, I wouldn't mind seeing that, because I know that other alts will go even lower, and that'll just give me even more time to just pick stuff up even cheaper right now, since I do still have money where I'm just like, it's I got a big chunk of cash I shouldn't have. There's too much of stuff, and I need to figure out what to do with it. But the explanation is obvious to you. I assure you once more that I'm not being hypocritical. I'm not denying the importance of market timing. I didn't say it in the video, but I've had my suitcase ready to go for years. Basically all of my purchases over the past couple of years have been finishing touches. I just didn't anticipate having this much downtime, so I'm being pickier than usual. Yes. But what I was describing earlier was my overall strategy when it comes to investing in cryptocurrencies. In terms of my own personal spending habits, I've typically merely dollar averaged over time. That's almost everything I did, with the exception of a few larger purchases of XRP and other things. Still, that's all there is to it. Therefore, it's not like I'm anxious about finding the best deal if I decide to make any further purchases. You can basically twist my arm and I'll do it if you provide it to me. Therein lies the key distinction. I feel that needs to be stated explicitly. 1 month ago, when Bitcoin was $27,000, half my feed was persuaded that there was a probability that we'd see $1 million in the next 90 days, according to chart analyst Kaleo. About half of the people on my feed today think the market peaked around $28,500 and are predicting fresh lows. To both questions, $40,000 still buys me a magnet. That, and he's been saying it for a while. In the past, when our population was at about 20,000 or so, around 20,000. He predicted a rise to 30 and he was right. You may rest assured that eventually, regardless of any setbacks, it will reach 40. And, less people were convinced at the $30,000 price range, so he was obviously accurate about that. So, let's see how this plays out. It's exciting to keep tabs on everything. Because I have a stake in the outcome, I find it fascinating to observe events as they unfold. My personal stake in the outcome is high. I have invested a significant amount of actual money in virtual currency on the internet. Sorry, I had to joke. Sorry, I had to joke. Sorry, I had to joke. But I've put a lot into it. Monitoring this kind of data is entertaining. However, I also realize that this is the nature of the crypto industry in general. I have a lot of time to just sit around and do nothing. That accounts for nearly all of it. Therefore, all I can do is follow along. Plus, I get a little giddy whenever I get the chance to buy something at a discounted price. But that's about all there is to it. There is, once again, no animus here towards anyone who is interested in offloading their XRP. That's fine if that's what they feel is best for themselves. Who am I to tell you not to do that, anyway? In a word, no. I would never presume to be wiser than another person. And just because there might be some kind of explosive action doesn't mean I'm going to treat this person badly. If the settlement hearing goes well, XRP. This person has probably thought about that already. But if they feel like now is a good time to sell, then that's fine, I don't need the cash anyway. I don't have any use for it right now. I'll be alright even if it disappears permanently. I don't have any immediate use for it, so why would I sell it? Simply because there is unfavorable price action in the short term? Definitely not. So, I'm speaking for myself and no one else. What they do is of no concern to me. So, I agree with what David Schwartz said, who pointed out that de-risking is a sensible and pragmatic strategy. And that's the case for a lot of folks. It all comes down to how secure a financial footing you're currently in. No, I don't give out financial advice. Nothing I say or write should be used to make financial decisions. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.